This lecture doesn't really translate well to a recording, but I do want to run through it just to kind of give you an idea of what would happen in a class setting, because there are some important things to learn here. So think of every game you know. I mean, just think of a bunch of games that you know. Every game falls into a certain kind of category. There's icebreakers or getting to know you games. There's small group games, there's large group games, and there's cool down games. Icebreakers shouldn't make people be too close together physically, or make them do things that would require, like a game like Mafia is a really terrible icebreaker because it's better to play when you know each other. If you haven't played Mafia before, you can look it up, but it's just a sitting down game where you accuse each other of being the Mafia, and if you don't know one another, then you have no reasoning to accuse. So it's not a great idea, but some games, ones that where you do get to know each other, are good icebreakers. And then cool down games will kind of take you from a high energy, a good ending game that'll kind of cool you down if you need to end at a lower note. After you've figured that out, you can also link them into a theme. So they could be about creativity, problem solving, trust, initiative, goal setting, teamwork, and there's a host of other things themes you could use depending on what you need. Then there's energy levels. Are they high energy game, a medium energy game, or a low energy game? All these games can be categorized, and it's important to understand where they fit so that as a leader, you know what games to use when, or you plan what games to use when. One easy way to look at it is like a menu selection. The appetizer, the main course, and the dessert. Your appetizer is your icebreaker, what kind of builds up the energy, gets people knowing each other. Like literally breaks the ice, so that people feel comfortable with one another. Main course isn't one game. It's usually a series of activities that fit together, maybe have a similar theme, but they follow that. Remember that flow. The main course should be following the program flow idea. That's the main course. It should look like that. And then your dessert, which is your cool down or your debrief, or if you're wanting to end on a high note. It's not a cool down at all, but it's your dessert. It's your dance ending to a concert. So this is another way of looking at the menu. Is like this program flow is like main or appetizer here, main course, and dessert. And it depends. Sometimes some activities you want them to end low, so you could end right here as well. Depending on what happens afterwards and what the aim of the activity is. Just some ideas. And if we in a group setting, we would actually make a menu, make one of these for the rest of it. And you could do that on your own. Consider your menu and your flow as you make it, transitions, common themes. How are you going to transition from thing to thing? Because planning is half of leadership, is knowing what you want to do as you go.